This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
We begin at 6 with breaking news. A St. Louis police officer shot and killed a juvenile when he tried pulling a gun on them. This all started when police were pursuing a stolen car this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. That chase ended in the Ville neighborhood. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki is live from police headquarters with new information. Holden.
Well, Mike and police have been tracking a stolen SUV for over a week using license plate scanners when members of the anti-crime task force spotted it in the Baden neighborhood around 1 o'clock. As 2 juvenile suspects stopped to pick up a third person, officers on the task force deployed stop strips. Investigators say the tires went flat near Whittier and St. Louis Avenue, where 2 suspects, who were both armed, jumped out of the car and took off running. They say that's when one of the suspects turned and pointed his gun at officers, who shot him. The second suspect was taken into custody after falling with his gun still in his hand. The third suspect stayed in the SUV and was taken into custody without any incident. I asked why officers use stop sticks before turning on their lights in their unmarked cars.
Anti-Crime Task Force is an unmarked unit who does covert surveillance in an attempt to spike it prior to them knowing the police are there in an attempt to slow them down.
I'm told the officer involved with that shooting is 40 years old and has been on the police force for 16 years. He was wearing a body camera at the time of the shooting, which will be part of the ongoing investigation. Reporting live outside of police headquarters, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
And we're following more breaking news out of North St. Louis. Right now, police investigating a deadly crash at Goodfellow and Page. It also involved a stolen SUV. Robert Townsend joins us live from the area where the crash happened. Robert.
Hey there, Mike. You know, right now all is pretty quiet out here in this north side neighborhood. But again, about 5.5 hours ago, it was definitely a chaotic scene out here. Take a look at this video. Investigators tell us around 12:30 this afternoon, a man and a teenage male were riding a white stolen SUV and sped down Page Boulevard, again near Goodfellow. Within moments, police say the 2 suspects crashed into a black Lexus, knocked down a light pole, flipped over, and then landed in a vacant field. The driver in the stolen car died at the scene. Police say the passenger, a teenager from St. Ann, was taken into custody and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. But about 45 minutes ago, I talked to a neighbor who told me the boy's father actually arrived at this scene, and police apparently let him go with his father. Police say the man and child in the other car also suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and they're expected to be okay. Again, several neighbors in this area whipped out their cell phones and recorded the crash and the aftermath. We will hear from one of them coming up tonight at 10. Live in North St. Louis, I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Right now, St. Louis police are searching for suspects who drove around overnight shooting a pellet gun at people. At least 1 person is hurt after an attack outside Hammerstones in Soulard, and a 5 on your side photojournalist was targeted early this morning downtown. Police say they've received at least 5 reports this month, and they think kids or teens are responsible.
Kids might think that this is fun and games, but it can result in serious injury, and under state law in the state of Missouri, it's a felony assault.
They have not identified any suspects. They believe all the attacks are random. Anyone with information, call Crime Stoppers, 1-866-371-TIPS.
Right now, a group is gathered outside the Spencer Road Library branch. A highly anticipated St. Charles City County Library Board meeting is expected to get underway in a little less than an hour. This was supposed to be the night they voted on a proposal to close 3 branches. Our Laura Barczewski joins us live from outside the branch and has more on what's to come tonight. Laura.
Mike, ever since the proposal to close these 3 St. Charles City County Library branches, everyone has been pretty upset. There have been multiple protests by the community. City and county councils and boards of aldermen have passed resolutions saying they too are against the proposed closures. And tonight they were supposed to vote on the closures, but according to the agenda, that's changed. There is now a resolution on the agenda for the board to vote on that would table the closure proposal indefinitely, create listening sessions to hear from the community, and directs the administration to work with the board to present a new proposal to address the financial issues. Now tonight there will be public comment. We're expecting a lot of people to talk during that time, and then they're also going to talk about this proposed resolution. They could even vote on it tonight. So we'll bring you all of that coming up tonight at 10. Reporting live in St. Peter's, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
We got a slight break from the extreme heat today, but it won't last long. Did you even feel it? Meteorologist Jim Castillo has the latest on the forecast. I don't know if I felt it, Jim, but we did get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, you know, we didn't reach 90, but it was 88. And then that humidity, you're right. I mean, did you actually notice that it was cooler? But what I can tell you is that the clouds moved in and kept those numbers down a little bit. Here's Worldwide Technology Raceway, and you know, there's some light showers out there. Most of them have been south and east of St. Louis, a few are around St. Clair County in Illinois. But let's zoom in to Perry County. Again, very light showers, no thunder, no lightning, no severe weather, but a couple of showers out there in Perryville and close to it. So 86 degrees right now, down from 88 for that high, but it feels like 88 with that humidity at 49%, and that dew point is still very high, so that's not going to change. South wind at 14. We had that nice breeze again today, and those current temperatures 79 in Sullivan, 80 Chesterfield. We will be back in the 90s tomorrow, but look at this. The real field temperature even right now with the cloud cover still feels like the low 90s at this point. So the breeze relaxes tonight, 76 for that low, all of us in the 70s, and a light wind. And that mosquito forecast, well, that breeze will keep them away, but once that dies down, the mosquito forecast is high. It's hot and humid again tomorrow, and that risk of a shower or a storm, it's there. We'll time that out for you coming up in just a few minutes.
The heat is causing a lot of issues for one area animal shelter. The air conditioning went out Monday in the offices of Madison County Animal Control. The employees were sent home, and it sparked a conversation about air conditioning for the animals as well. Advocates say they've been asking for years to get AC inside of the kennels. So they started a social media push to make it happen.
Animal control, animal services is always the least important thing. And it's not fair. I mean, this administration has been pushing this no-kill agenda, and when you're pushing that, you need to make sure that you're putting forth the effort to make sure that those animals are safe.
This morning, county officials rolled in a donated AC unit that will be used for the next few weeks. The county will then purchase a temporary unit that will be used during extreme heat. County officials say there has never been an official request for air conditioning in the dog area of the facility.
St. Louis voters could reshape the city's founding documents this year. And now we're learning what those changes to the charter could look like. Political editor Mark Maxwell joins us from the newsroom. Mark.
And last year, 60% of city voters said yes, they want a panel to sit down and look at ways to update the city's 110-year-old charter documents. And this November, voters could approve or reject a series of sweeping proposals that would fundamentally shift the way power works in this city.
One of America's oldest Midwestern cities is showing its age, not just in peeling paint inside old buildings, but in its founding document.
The charter is very outdated.
This is a living, breathing document, or should be, and it's something that we haven't seriously gone back to revisit in quite some time.
Alderman Shane Cohn and Rasheen Aldridge see opportunity for change on the horizon.
I think it creates a stronger legislative branch.
Proposed amendments would give the Board of Aldermen enhanced budget authority, create a Department of Transportation, a public advocate office, and abolish the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, moving the comptroller from an elected position to underneath the mayor.
The ENA probably doesn't need to exist anymore.
Who approves contracts then?
So that would be an administrative function underneath the mayor.
Another amendment would expand the mayor's powers to hire candidates for key positions.
Giving the mayor the ability to hire and fire the personnel director, the police chief, and the fire chief.
But that particular change already faces opposition inside City Hall.
I would not support those changes without making sure that the Board of Aldermen has input on that process.
Changes could also alter the city's election calendar from March and April to August and November, and update older language in the charter.
The entire board of ENA is women, and yet most of the charter still refers to, he, him, his pronouns.
The Board of Aldermen could alter, adopt, or reject these amendments later this summer before voters get to weigh in at the ballot box in November.
The charter is the constitution for the city of St. Louis, and we haven't had an overhaul, for ages and beyond decades. You're talking about generations and generations and generations.
The changes to the election calendar would not impact the mayor's race already scheduled for spring of next year. We did ask the mayor if she'd like to react to any of these recommendations from the Charter Commission, but she declined.
A somber ending in the search for a missing St. Louis Navy veteran. The new details we know about the death of Jarvis McIntyre.